Hey, what is going on, guys? Of course, my name is SMK. You can always just call me Steven. Welcome to the Logitech C922 Pro Stream webcam tutorial for the Chroma key options, how to use a green screen. In my case, I got a green wall. It's the same thing, but it's just a little bit more crazy because it's a wall and it's green. So I'm going to show you guys how to set up a green screen with the Chroma key options in Xsplit Broadcaster and in OBS Studio. So hopefully I can help you guys out and get you guys started as soon as possible. And of course, today's video is sponsored by Logitech. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into the video. Let me tell you how to use Chroma key in Xsplit and in OBS Studio. Let's get it going. Alright guys, so we are in Xsplit Broadcaster. Let me show you guys how to set up the green screen with the Chroma key. So it's super duper simple. Obviously, to use a Chroma key setup in Xsplit and in OBS Studio, you need to have obviously your green screen. I have a green wall. You can use green fabric or you can use green construction paper. I've had huge rolls of construction paper and I like tape it to my wall and that worked great. I don't have professional lighting. I use like daylight light bulbs, like 3 bulbs to a lamp. And I just mount the lamps to different parts of the room to make the room light up and look good. So you just have to mess with your lighting setup and your actual green screen setup to make sure that you can get the best, cleanest image cut out as possible with your Chroma key. So with everything's all set up. Say you're all good to go. You right click on your C922, go to color instead of the camera settings. So go to color, go to Chroma key, click it. You should be good to go. Obviously, right now the camera is in 720p, 60 frames per second, so you guys can see a demonstration of how 720p, 60 frames per second looks with actual, 1080p, 60 frames per second gameplay. So for the Chroma key, typically this top number is going to be anywhere between like 20 to 30, and the bottom one you just kind of have to mess with when it comes to your setup. What may work for me may not work for you, so you just have to tinker with the settings to make sure everything's good to go. But as you can see, super clean cutout. 60 frames per second, all good to go. We got some Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remaster and Xbox One, but you can see it's super duper smooth. The camera looks great. The green screen cutout looks super duper simple. It looks good. Everything's looking good. Just the biggest thing is you just have to have your green screen set up and the lighting all good, and then you just have to tinker with the camera in XSplit, and you're good to go. And that's all you really got to do. It's very, very simple. So, of course, again, just mess with the settings. Make sure your green screen's set up properly and have the correct lighting, and then you're good to go. So, without further ado, guys, let's head over to OBS Studio, and let me show you guys how to set it up in OBS Studio. All right, guys, so we're in OBS Studio. Let me show you guys how to set up a Chroma key with the C922. So, you want to go in your just camera settings. You right-click. You go to Filters. Then you go to this plus sign right here. Go to Chroma key. And you can call whatever you want. What works best for me was the settings right here was 470. Smoothness was at 1. And then the color spill was at 1. I don't know. It just worked good for me. That's what works best for me in my setup. Again, your lighting setup and your green screen setup is going to determine those types of settings in OBS Studio. Very similar to Xsplit Broadcaster. So we have Call of Duty Modern Warfare on the Xbox One. As you can see, the Chroma key looks great. We're in 60 frames per second. Everything's looking really crisp and clear and very smooth. I add you because the 60 frames is freaking awesome. If you guys want to see, here's the settings. Let me just double click and show you guys that we're at 720p, 60 frames per second. Again, if you're broadcasting and or recording in OBS Studio, always go in your settings, go to your video settings to make sure that the settings are set for 60 frames per second with your videos. But there you go, man. It's all you need to do to set up the Chroma key in OBS Studio, and you can see Call of Duty is looking pretty dang spiffy with the 60 frames per second webcam and the gameplay being at a high resolution itself. But if you guys have any questions about how to set up the Chroma key in either XSplit and or in OBS Studio, of course, drop your comments down below in the comment section. And of course, if you guys want to learn how to set up the C922 and or how to learn to use the personified background replacement, those two topics will be in the description down below. There's separate videos for those, so make sure you watch those videos and understand more things about the Logitech C922. But for right now, I'm gonna go get back to playing some more Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered because this game has been way too much fun. Because this is one of my favorite Call of Duties besides World at War. But have yourselves an awesome day. Thank you so much for watching the video. Hopefully, I helped you guys out, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.